First tonight, developing news out of Washington, D.C.
My fellow Americans, tonight I am speaking to you because there is a growing humanitarian and security crisis at our southern border.
In his first primetime address to the country, President Donald Trump made his case for a border wall to the public.
And it comes on the 18th day of the partial government shutdown. Good evening, I'm Shannon Heggie.
And I'm Mike Montecalvo. Tonight, the president argued there is an urgent need for a border wall, urgent enough to keep the government shutdown going.
And tonight we're getting reaction from Democratic leaders, including congressional members from Rhode Island.
Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin is live in our newsroom now with in-depth coverage. Caroline?
Well, Mike and Shannon, there was speculation that the president could declare a national emergency tonight to get funding for his border wall, but he didn't. Instead, he called on Congress to take action to end the government shutdown and secure the border. He said he would like to meet with congressional leaders tomorrow.
President Trump calls the situation at the southern border a growing humanitarian crisis.
This is a choice between right and wrong, justice and injustice. This is about whether we fulfill our sacred duty to the American citizens we serve.
In his first primetime Oval Office address Tuesday night, President Trump called on Congress to pass a spending bill that includes $5.7 billion in funding for his border wall, a campaign promise he said he intends to keep.
To every member of Congress, pass a bill that ends this crisis.
The dispute over funding for a border wall is the reason for the partial government shutdown, which is now in day 18. Democrats are drawing the line at spending $1.3 billion for border security. This week, they plan to pass measures in the House to reopen parts of government not affiliated with Homeland Security, as hundreds of thousands of federal employees remain furloughed or working without pay.
President Trump must stop holding the American people hostage, must stop manufacturing a crisis, and must reopen the government.
How do we untangle this mess? Well, there's an obvious solution. Separate the shutdown from arguments over border security.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer responding to the president's address Tuesday. They said the president is manufacturing a crisis at the border and making American taxpayers fund a wall he said Mexico would pay for. Rhode Island Congressman Jim Langevin also weighed in after tonight's address.
I think that the president needs to get serious about coming to the table, negotiating. He needs to reopen the government and get the 800,000 federal workers who potentially are going to be going without a paycheck this Friday. We need to get them back to work.
And more reaction coming in tonight from Rhode Island Congressman David Cicilline, who was live tweeting the president's address this evening. He responded to the president's claim that Democrats have refused to provide border agents with the tools they need. Cicilline saying we have approved $1.7 billion. DHS has spent only 6% of that. The congressman also responded to the president's claim the country is out of space to hold illegal immigrants. He said, quote, I visited a detention facility yesterday that was empty. Now, the president does plan to visit the Mexican border on Thursday. Meantime, tomorrow, again, he plans to meet with congressional leaders, hoping to make some headway on this partial government shutdown. It enters day 19 on Wednesday. I'm Caroline Goggin, Eyewitness News.